This is the Didlake Difference, the show all about creating and promoting opportunities for people with disabilities. Each episode will bring you expert insights and relatable topics that ignite meaningful conversations and inspire change within our communities.
Welcome back to the Didlake Difference podcast. Today, I had the privilege of sitting down with Lisa Duvall, TSA Project Manager with Didlake. Lisa's journey is one of transformation and leadership, and it all began with a bus ride. Awesome.
And my cross shell.
That's beautiful. Oh, I noticed that actually because you've done the photo shoots, right?
Yes.
And I remember seeing your photos, and that was beautiful sentiment that you
A gentleman at my church. Deacon Bethea, he purchased this for me, and I wear it every day, unless I'm have to go and do something at the hospital or something. But I wear it every day. It's a blessing.
It's gorgeous.
It's a blessing.
I love how many different jewelry pieces you have and how everything has its own significance.
Yes. You see this one? It says Duvall.
Whoa! That's awesome. Where did you get that one from?
Online. It actually belongs to my son, but he never wears it, so I just happened to take it away.
It's going to get worn eventually.
So I took it away, but I thought it was very wonderful. So it's a lifetime member. Yeah. So I wear it sometimes, not all the time.
Oh, well, it's beautiful. I feel like it matches perfectly.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So the last time that we spoke, Lisa, you've been up to a lot since then, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your experience since we last spoke and you told me about your beautiful journey on the bus ride.
I have grown within TSA. Excuse me, I've grown within TSA. I have been allowed to do other new things that have been signed on to my plate. Now that Department of Homeland Security has entered into the building, my job has increased. I'm now in charge of that team as well, and we've had over 3,000 people to return to work, at least about 3,000 people to return to work, and now we're very, very busy, and everything has its own cord where we have to make sure everything is in place. I'm still handle the second floor conference rooms. A lot of times when you just hear conference rooms, you say, oh, those are just conference rooms. That's not a lot. But I do all the conference rooms from 2 that will seat either 2 to 245. And people will come up to you at the last minute. Miss Lisa, can I have this? Miss Lisa, can I have that? And so we try to get everything in order. So what we do now, instead of everyone coming to the desk, we have them to send emails because I like things to be on paper to keep everything confirmed that this is what was requested of us. And we get requests quite often. And so it's not just from TSA no longer. We have the DHS team is there. We have the federal marshals are there now. And so I love it. People, they come up to you and they, when they're coming to you like what they need and they're giving you their requests. And I like it that they know that you can handle whatever they're requiring of you to do. And I get compliments quite often. And then a lot of times it doesn't go to me, it'll go to my manager. And she'll send me emails, and I'm talking about from directors, department administrators. And to me, it's an honor to know that they can trust you and know that you can get things taken care of when they come and they ask your opinion about things. We're talking about the deputy administrators, program managers, and then they'll come and ask me, well, Miss Lisa, what do you think we should do? And I'm saying to myself, they're asking me, and that means a lot. Yeah. It means a lot when they can rely and depend and know that they can come to you and that you'll get it done decently and in order.
And your journey now is as a project manager, right?
Yes.
But your journey began a long time ago working as a general clerk.
Yes.
So tell me about how that transition has been like for you, and also now that you've taken on these additional responsibilities, how you've kind of walked into that leadership role.
I first came on within Didlake and TSA, I was a general clerk 3. the positions were General Clerk 1, which is already filled, General Clerk 3, and then the project manager, which there was only 3 of us. And there was a situation where the manager was not there. The General Clerk 1 was not there. So it was just me. And I was taking care of the entire floor. I was working on the reservations. I was making sure things were in order. I was handling the IT work. I was handling what needs to be done within this conference room before people were in there, and sometimes getting the rooms in order for the next meeting and just going over and over and over and beyond. And I hadn't even considered myself applicable for the managerial position. And I was just doing my work, but I was happy that I was doing it. It wasn't like it was a lot of stress or nothing. I loved doing it. And so I had a meeting with my manager, and the manager from Didlake, his name is Kyle. He's no longer here. And he came in there and he told me, he said, Miss Lisa, the managers here at TSA have been watching you. I'm like, oh my goodness, what did I do? And I didn't tell him that. And so he said, they've been watching you and they're very impressed in how you've taken along the role as leadership, how you're doing everything with it just being yourself, and you're handling the conferences, you're handling all these meetings, the cancellations, the late conference requests, everything. And they're very, very impressed, and they want me to offer you this position. I said, me? He said, yes, Miss Lisa, they want me to give it to you. I was in tears. Because someone saw in me what I didn't see in myself. They saw the leadership that I was. I mean, to me, it was natural. It was the atmosphere around me. I always walk with a proud stance. I walk with the happiness about me now that I've gained, and that's just Miss Lisa, as they call me. And that's an honor right there. Everyone calls me Miss Lisa. And I was just so honored. I said, oh my goodness, I would love that. And so he told me I need to take a little bit of training just to make it official. And then when he told me the annual pay, I was in shock again. I've never made this much in my life. I said, oh my goodness. And I just went into the restroom. I started to pray. I was thanking God for all these favors. I was thanking God for blessing me the way that he did. I was thanking God that people were watching me that I had no idea. That's why I always tell my children, you never know who's in your atmosphere. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who's speaking with you. Always keep things above and beyond in order. Always. And I was just honored. And I told them, I told him, whoever told you to offer me this, tell them thank you, and I will. And I will.
There is something so beautiful about the way that you put all of yourself into your role without even knowing that you were being watched, without there being an expectation that if I do this correctly, then maybe I'll get a promotion. That wasn't going through your head at all. You were just doing everything that you thought was what you were supposed to do, and you were going above and beyond. And it's incredible that it's living proof that whenever you put yourself out there and you give yourself 100%, you will be rewarded for that. So that's amazing.
Yes.
I do want to touch on something that you said, where you said that happiness was something that you regained. Talk to me about that. What do you mean?
When I had the car accident, I was always a happy person. I smiled all the time anyway. When I had the car accident from the first seizure, and when I lost all of my teeth, it was embarrassing. I assumed everyone was staring at me, and I didn't want to smile anymore. And I tried to, sometimes when I talk, I try to play around and, keep it covered and something like that. And So when I started working at TSA, well, first and foremost, when I started working at Didlake, okay, they were so kind and they let me know that I can achieve and go above and beyond whatever I needed to do. They kept speaking that, and I had to place that back into my life and knowing that I can do that because I was a substitute elementary teacher. So I smiled around my students all the time, but they were kids. They didn't care about your teeth, you know.
Yeah.
And so I had to get that back within me. I had to get that love and that happiness back within me. I had to stop trying to influence people to like me. What I started to do was to go when I saw myself in the mirror. You are a beautiful woman. Look at you. Look at you, girl. You are gorgeous. You know, and I turn my head and get to look how gorgeous you are. You know, I had to place that back into me because it was gone. Only I smiled around my children because they always, Mom, you don't have to do that. You're gorgeous. You know, and they had to, it's something when people tell you, but you have to know it for yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to feel it inside yourself. And when I began working at TSA, they didn't see a Didlake disabled person at the front desk working and taking on this role. They saw a confident leadership manager who can handle anything that was placed before her, and she did it with a smile. I have people now that say, Miss Lisa, I love coming in here, and all you do is smile. I have people that ask me, why you smile so much? You okay, Miss Lisa? And they say, you just smile and smile. I say, yes, and that's when you start giving them why you're smiling. Mm-hmm. Everything's not always good, but it's going to be all right. And God, I had to ask and pray and play. He had to place that back into me. I still don't have it fully. I still have to stop thinking about what people think because that's not fully gone. But when I'm at my job and I love it there, it's just like a safe haven to me. I love when I get up in the morning. I thank God every morning. And I'm not exaggerating. Every morning I have a job to go to. I love going to work. I love being around the people. I love doing what I'm doing. I love that they respect me and appreciate me and thank me. And I thank them as well. They're walking down the hall. Good morning, Miss Lisa. I say, hey, how you doing? Good morning. And I'm not just standing. I'm sitting there writing and doing my work and trying to do this and do everything with just two hands trying to get everything done. Mm-hmm. Miss Lisa, you okay? You want some from the cafe? No, I'm fine. You sure? I'm fine. Go ahead. You know, or they'll come around. I have certain people that come and hug me every single morning. Mm-hmm. Every single morning. I'm talking about managers, department heads. They'll just come and hug me sometimes. Sometimes they'll come and talk and ask me for advice about what needs to be done about this. What do I think about this? Mm-hmm. It encouraged me to grow a lot and start walking with my head held high for the 6'1" woman that I am. Mm-hmm. Walking in authority. And I love it, walking in authority. And for them to consider and know that I can do this and go above and beyond and do it is wonderful. We do surveys after everything that we do a survey, myself and my teammate. And we've been doing it since I've been there. And we've never gotten less than 100%. Never. That's an honor.
That's an honor.
That's wonderful. And we're in the building of over 5,000 people.
Yeah. Imagine all of these people mm-hmm. submitting these surveys and no less than 100%. That mm-hmm. is an accomplishment like no other.
I love it. When we, some people will just say the work that we do and give specifics of what we've done. And some people will name out. Miss Lisa is miraculous. Miss Lisa is a godsend. Miss Lisa is awesome. And they do the same for my teammate as well. But when you hear them name you like that, it's awesome. You're doing your job and you're doing the best of it. But it's wonderful. And I truly love it. I truly love it.
So you mentioned that you started off as a substitute teacher, and then fast forward to now, you are working as a project manager at TSA. Talk to me about how that transition came about. How did you end up working at Didlake?
I was a substitute elementary teacher within PG County, and this was a little bit before the pandemic. I have this thing to where sometimes when things get too rough for me and too stressful, I ride the bus, and I don't go any place in particular. I just ride from one stop to the other. I like to look at people and just look out the window, and I think, and I just comprehend what needs to be done, what I need to do, what can be better, just to think. And I was on the bus one particular day, and the lady got on the bus, and she had on a Didlake shirt. And so I'm just sitting on the bus, just watching, and I said, what company is that? And she explained what Didlake was. And she told me that Didlake hires disabled persons, and they're contracted through the federal government. And she said, yes. And I said, is this where you're about to go now? She worked at Fort Belvoir. And she started to talk to me. She was a housekeeper. And she said, I'm a housekeeper, but they do much more than that. They do administrative, they do security, anything, and they're contracted through the federal government. So, I said, okay, that's wonderful. So, I'm just chatting with her, just talking.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think anything of it. So I think that day I rode the bus about 2 times, just to think and get my head clear. I was, asking God, it was the finances, what's going on, and you're living from check to check, and how you're going to get this paid and get that paid. And so it was just a lot. And so a little bit after that, the pandemic hit, and the schools were still open, but it wasn't everyone, And then after a while, they had closed down the schools, and we were doing online teaching, and I was teaching my classmates, my students online. And I did that for about a month or so, and I just couldn't do it anymore. It wasn't working all right. And I was just talking to God, and I was crying, and I said, Lord, what am I going to do? I am so tired of this. This is ridiculous. I'm working, I'm trying. What is going on? So I got to walking up and down the steps, up and down the steps. And I listened to God, and he said, Lisa, use your disability to your advantage. Now, before this, I was embarrassed to be a disabled person. I didn't like it. It was an insult, and I was mad at God for doing this to me because I felt like I didn't deserve it. I was mad. I was embarrassed, very embarrassed. He said, use your disability to your advantage. I thought about that lady on the bus. I thought about that blue shirt. That's what I saw, that blue shirt. And so when he said that, I got on my son's laptop and I looked up Didlake, and just to do a little bit of research on the company and all that stuff. And I said, oh, they got some pretty good positions here. So I started looking at the jobs. And they had one TSA. And I looked at it, I said, okay, that's not bad. And I looked at Springfield, I said, this is right around the corner. This is how me talking to myself. This is right around the corner, so let me try this out. So I got my resume, I got to working it out and fixing it up and stuff, and I sent it to Didlake. And a couple of days later, they called me to set up an interview. Now, during this time, pandemic and the COVID was hit, so you couldn't be as close as we are. Everything was virtual.
Right.
And so I did my virtual interview with 3 people. It was Brian Miller, it was Kyle, I'm not sure who the third person was. And we talked, and it went very well. And so when it was over, I said, okay, I did this. So at the end of it, I sent them my thank you letter. And a couple of days later, they called me, and they told me that I was assigned the general clerk 3 position, and if I wanted it, and if I would accept it, to send them the confirmation letter. Boy, I was so excited. I was in that house screaming. I was shouting, thanking God. I was so excited. My daughter, she thought I was having a seizure down there. She came downstairs to check on me. She was so scared. I said, no, I'm fine. I told her what had happened, and she was just so excited for me. And so I called the school, and I told them that I was going to retire as a teacher. I didn't tell them about the job. I just told them that I wanted to retire. So I put that paperwork in place, and I began working at Didlake. I met my manager, Brian Miller. He was such a great guy. And I came there the first day in my suit, my all black. You know how when you start your first day of work, you got to dress it up. And it was wonderful. Then the building wasn't even open. It was a brand new building. It's gorgeous. No one was there yet. No one was there. And he showed me around the building and what I was going to do. And so I just sat there. I'm like, there's no one here. I'm saying this to myself. And so God said, it's time for you to rest. It's time for you to rest a little bit because the rush is about to begin. And so I think about that now that everyone is there all the time. And so it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And it's an honor. I couldn't, when God said, use your disability to your advantage. And that's what I did.
I would love to hear more about how those words, use your disability to your advantage, how those words have impacted you, and in what other ways have you been able to use your disability as an advantage?
I'll say by how it has allowed me to grow more, how the disability has allowed me to mature more within myself. I've cried myself, because like I said, didn't know why. I was refusing to take my medication and everything. And it allowed me to deal with it, handle it, grow within it, and to accept it. The reason he placed this within me is for a reason. And I have to feel this within myself and know that I can go above and beyond, even with the seizures, even without my teeth. And just thank God for the favor that he has allowed to come upon me to handle this. It's something that I had to do within myself to accept it. I had to accept that I have the seizures. Okay, so now what do? Take care of myself more. So far as the medication, so far as how I eat, how I handle myself so that I can work with it. Sometimes and the thing is, I can't tell when they're about to occur. So it's and then if I do have one, I get so embarrassed and it's like I've started back down to the bottom again. So I got to straighten myself back up and be okay, knowing that I didn't cause it. Someone told me, you can't be embarrassed about it if you can't stop it, if you're not the cause of it. This is what your body's doing. So you just work with it and you take care of it and everything is going to be in order. So far as using it to my advantage, where would I be if I didn't have it? Will I still be that school teacher? Struggling? Crying at night, wondering how am I going to do this, how am I going to do that? I've thought about that too. If I didn't have these seizures, would I be in this position that I am in today? If I would be in this position, would it be such a harder way to get here? With a company like Didlake, and they allowed me, and they had the faith in me to do this. And they continue to have the faith, not just in me, but disabled, period. And they say, you can do it. We got you. We got you. Yes. And when they bring positions on like that for disabled persons within the government contract, that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. You don't want to just live off of a Social Security or a disability check. I want to go to work. I want to grow. I want to, prosper. And it's happening to me now, and I love it. I love it.
That's amazing. So talk to me a little bit about what it's like being a leader within your role. How has Didlake given you the tools and resources to like you say, grow and prosper as a project manager?
It's I wrote down some notes because sometimes I forget when I get nervous what to say. If that's okay here.
That's okay, of course.
Okay. What happened is that they, as I said before, they saw leadership within me before I saw it in myself. And that was great in itself. And what it is, what I'm doing now is being able to positively influence, inspire, and to guide others towards achieving the common goal that we have and that we're placed there to do. Self-awareness, communication, and the collaboration with all the other employees around us. Like I said, we're working with department heads, deputy administrator, department administrator, acting chief of all that stuff. Mm-hmm. We have people in high places, and they come to us asking for help and for assistance, and we're able to provide that. We've given them the common knowledge that we can handle it. When people sometimes they'll call and ask stuff, they said, "Are you the Miss Lisa they're talking about?" I say, "Yes, ma'am, that's me. What you got?" You know. Yeah. And then when sometimes they get so nervous about things, about the conferences and the meetings, and if everything is going to be in order, I said, "Calm down, I got you. It's all right. We can do this together. We're going to talk it through. We'll work it over. Whatever you need, you have a question for, you ask me, and we'll work it out together." We'll work it out together. And that it goes quite often, you know, adapting to the needs of the people around us and my team. We have to work together. There's only two of us there now, mm-hmm. myself and my clerk. And we work as one. We have to. Until the other person comes, we work as one, and we have to be there to assist mm-hmm. the other employees that are there. I'm talking about there's lots of people, within the thousands, but we're handling it, and we're doing everything in order. And it's when they saw that leadership that I could handle that and take care of it, of all the people there that need the help. I had to when they come and inquire things of me, they know that they can come to me and get the right answer. If they need something done, they know that I can take care of it in a timely fashion. Mm-hmm. And if I can't, we're going to work out a way to get it done properly.
That's amazing. And so what would you say has been your favorite part about your role and your journey and your experience so far, whether that's being able to lead your people, whether that's been, you know, the self-growth? What's been your favorite part of it all, or your favorite memory of it all?
I like what you said about the self-growth. I had to learn that about the inside of me, to grow inside of me, to feel more confident. That low self-esteem mode that I once carried. Now I walk with my head held high. And I smile, not that I'm just smiling, but because I know what I've been through, and it's a great day. It's a great day. I know I like when I come into the building and people approach me for all over the place. "Hey, Miss Lisa, how you doing, Miss Lisa? Hey, how you doing? Good morning." And I'm doing the same thing to them. You know, and we all work together. If they need something done, I like that they know that they can come to me and that it will be accomplished. And then when we do get accomplished, they go to my management and send praises about what I've done. And when I get the email saying thank you, or the little small notations of thank you, that means a lot when you know that you're appreciated. Not that I'm doing it for appreciation. I'm doing it because I love the job that I do. I love it. Even when I was a clerk, it's not the job title. It's a position that you're doing. When you love and appreciate what you're doing, you're going to go above and beyond and get it done to the best of your ability. And you're not paying attention to who's watching you, but you never know who's watching you. And when they saw that in me, and when they made that request unto Didlake, I didn't even see myself in that role. Like I said before, they saw the leadership in me that I didn't even see. But I'm growing in it, I've grown in it, and I'm exceeding and excelling in it to this moment. I love it. I love that I can walk with my head held high to the 6-foot woman that I am.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
I've gotten sick at the job one time.
Mm.
Had a seizure there one time.
Wow.
And I don't remember the entire thing, but it dropped me back down. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to come back to work or nothing. And when I did come, I was like, just doing my work and everything. People were coming up, checking on me. Miss Lisa, how you doing? Miss Lisa, how you doing? And I was, had to get myself back in order. And that's one thing I need to work on as well. Because I haven't fully accomplished it, but I've come a long way from where I was before. I've come a long way, and I'm so excited about it.
And that honesty is incredibly refreshing, that you might not be where you want to be exactly, but you're working towards it.
Yes.
And you're getting one step better every single day, 1% better every single day.
Yes.
And it's also proof to anybody that's listening that you don't have to be perfect to just be where you want to be. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to strive for perfection. Just starting is the biggest step, and
Yes.
picking yourself back up when you fall. There have been so many moments of growth for you and so many moments of resilience that are just, proof to people that you can do it. You are
Yes.
able to do it. So as you've spoken about, struggling a little bit to accept that you have a disability, what would you say to somebody that is currently in that space, that maybe they don't want to fully accept that they have a disability, or that, what would you say to somebody that is struggling with accepting that they have a disability as well?
First of all, you will have to have people in your surrounding that can be an encouragement and a help to you. That's how it was for me. In my case, it was my children. You need someone around you that can listen, that can help explain, and that can help you go through it and accept it. When you're, it's gonna take a while to do it, because your first question, why me? Why me? And I'm a woman of God. I love the Lord. He's there for me, and I got my upsetness, but I'm still working on it, and He's allowing me to work on it. You have to feel that on the inside of yourself. When you have those midnight hours when you're just sleeping in the bed and like, oh God, now what? That's the time to start working in within your inside, to getting over it, to coming through it, to say, it's going to be, I can do this. And when you take that one step, still be confident that another one is coming. It might not come the next day, but it's coming. And you also keep people in your surroundings that will help you. Oh my. You keep people around you that can help you, that will pray for you, and that will say, it's going to be all right because I got you. You're still beautiful. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing at all. They're not better than you because they don't suffer with whatever you suffer with. Nobody's better. We're all equal. We're all the same. No one is better than anyone else. And until I realize that, it's going to be all right. And when I realize that, get that low self-esteem, to get that low image, to get that low confidence out of me, because I still have some of it in me now. Take it out. It's not easy, but it's going to be all right. God said he will put no more on us than we can bear. He didn't say it was going to be easy, but it's going to be all right. And we are testimonies to other people to encourage them. We can do it. You need somebody to talk to? Give me your phone number. We can talk. Keep people in your atmosphere that will help you. Some people don't like to talk to nobody. That's fine. If you want to sit and talk to yourself and talk to God, that's even more better. But keep the encouragement, knowing that it's going to be all right. We can do better. You can do better. This wasn't placed on me for nothing. This was placed on me so that I can be encouragement to someone else. I never saw this in my life in the future. I never would have imagined. But if God allowed me to be strong enough to handle this race, to be strong enough to handle this new assignment he's placed on my life, to be strong enough to walk within this season that he has on my life right now, I'm in it. I'm going to walk in it. And if I can be an encouragement to anyone else, I will give them my number and we can talk together. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for that, Lisa. And as you've said that you're able to use your experiences and your testimony as an experience or as a way for other people to resonate with your story. The last time that we spoke, which was, I believe at the end of 2024, and we had the opportunity to write out your story and share it on the Didlake website, and that actually brought some new opportunities for you as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me a little bit about the speaking opportunities that you've had since we've been able to share your story.
Yes, ma'am. I can't remember who requested it, but they sent me an email, and they said that they saw my my testimony, my document within the Didlake newsletter, and they thanked me for accepting and for giving it to other people. When I saw that email, I had to read it 2 or 3 times. I was like, oh, what, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I called them and I just wanted to confirm what they were saying. And I spoke with her and she said, yes, Miss Lisa, we love what you're saying. We love the atmosphere around you. We love just the encouragement that you have surrounding you, that comes out of you when you speak. And we would like for you to speak to let people know that it will be all right and that they can make it. And I told them it would be an honor. It would be such an honor. I took my daughter with me and we went there, and I was, it was amazing. People were everywhere, and I was up there. I introduced myself, and what they said was that what came as a bus ride has Miss Lisa where she is to this day. And I've done it twice. I've spoke within them twice, and they sent me an email about 2 weeks ago. There's a program coming up, I believe it's called the Grassroots Advocacy in September. And I got to reading it, and they're going to be on Capitol Hill talking about the disabled and the working functions and just different things in regards to working. And they wanted me to speak there as well on Capitol Hill. Wow. That's all I can say. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. If my testimony can be a blessing to someone else, so be it. So be it. And like I said, it's not. You might not start off happy-go-lucky all the time. because there are still trials and tribulations. There are still times when I just go and sit in my quiet space and start talking to God and reading. Or I might have, some person that I want to talk to and just the one-on-one conversations. But when this came about, when they want me to go within the grassroots advocacy, they're treating me in such a way that I'm not used to. I'm like, oh my goodness, am I worth what in the world? And it's an honor. It's such an honor. And he's allowing me to grow in addition to using the disability to my advantage. I'm growing inside, now outside of the disability. God's allowing me to grow within it, walking within it. It's not just a bad thing. It's become a blessing into my life. And this part is an honor. It's such an honor. It's allowing me to grow inside and out. To continue to look at myself, and I tell myself, "You're a beautiful woman, Miss Lisa. Don't you ever forget that." And I smile at myself now, still without, but I'm still working on this part. But God brought my smile back. He brought my smile back. And when I say he's brought it back, I smile around people that I know. That's fine. I'm talking about people that I don't know. He's brought it back, and I love it. I love it, and I thank him for it daily. If you know Miss Lisa, when they come around me in the morning, I got my praise and worship playing. I got stuff over here to get myself ready for the day. Ready for the day. And it's wonderful. You guys speak it into existence. You guys speak this every step. I tell my grandsons, every step you take, make it a step into victory. You must walk in it daily. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who's in your presence. You never know who's watching you. You never know you never know this. But you walk and carry yourself in the mindset that you're supposed to be in, that God has placed you in. Of course, he is still here. The seizures are here. But he allowed this to be within me so that I can go where I need to go, above and beyond.
You offer so many incredible words of encouragement for people that I'm sure are resonating with it right now, that are sitting with it. And something that is so valuable is that you're really committed to whatever it is that you're growing in, you're letting it come from within. So it's something that nobody can ever take away from you. It's everything that you're experiencing, the love that you have for yourself, the love that you pour out is genuinely coming from the inside of your soul and your being, and that is beautiful. So thank you so much for taking this time to share that with people and to let people know that there is so much beauty in this world. You just have to be open to that. And I wanted to ask you, is there anything else that you would like for our listeners to take away from this episode? Is there anything that you want that really you need people to resonate with today?
When I began working at TSA, one instance, a woman came to me and she said, "Miss Lisa, we're having it was a women's month, and they were having meetings all over the place, and they wanted to present me with an award for women who inspire. Women who inspire." And she wanted me to go. Now we're talking within TSA now, and this was in a conference room among dignitaries, amongst deputies, amongst the federal marshals, and they wanted me to talk about how I became to be within TSA, about what keeps this smile on my face. And even when I don't smile, you can see the atmosphere around me. She came up to me and she said, Miss Lisa, I was feeling a certain way one day, and I came up to you to get some information, and I was upset and didn't know what I was going to do. She said, you were speaking to me, we worked it out, and you were such an encouragement. And it's not just one time, you've done it numerous times. And when we were working on this certificate, you came into my heart. And I would like to offer this to you, just so that you know that you are appreciated. You are, we know that you do go above and beyond within your job role. And we love it that you're here and that you will continue doing all that you do. It's called the Women Who Inspire. And I was sitting, I couldn't believe that that was even offered to me. I'm not like a federal employee. I'm a contractor. So there's two different ones there. Contractor, if our contract is not renewed, I'm no longer there. Mm-hmm. But with the federal government, that's complete employment. And it was an honor. An honor that I wanted to share with my daughters. And I brought them there as well. And so that they can see that you can go above and beyond. And that everything is not always easy, but it's going to be all right. You have to feel that on the inside of you, so that way you have to know. You can tell me all night long, it's going to be okay, Lisa, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. But until Lisa knows it's going to be okay, until Lisa knows that I can do this now, until Lisa knows that there's no need for me to be embarrassed about what I have on, about how I walk, about who's looking at my teeth. Until Lisa knows this, it's not going to be all right. I have to know it. And when I do know it, and it's coming, and it's gone, I've gone a whole lot more. And that's what I would say to anyone with a disability, until we realize, whoever that person is, realize on the inside of them, then they can bring it out to know and make it go above and make it work out for them. Make it work out for them. You have to know within here. It has to come out of here. When there's no fun in can't not being able to fall asleep at night. There's no fun in crying in your sleep. There's no fun in sitting up all night knowing you can't. You have to get up, but you don't go sleep till about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. When you get that peace inside of you that it's going to be all right, it will be.
Thank you for sharing that, Lisa.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your honesty and your transparency, and for sharing your story of resilience and growth. It has been incredible to speak to you, and we're very, very, very grateful for having you come on to the Didlake Difference today. Thank you.
Thank you. This is such an honor. When you called me to ask me to be on here, how many times did I say, well, are you sure? Are you sure?
And it's so funny because, there's just, and the crazy part is that it always comes from higher ups, right? So I'm the communication specialist, and, we all work together to choose our guests and make sure that we're choosing people that resonate the most with the Didlake mission. And our vice president of strategic growth and engagement, James Crawford, was actually the person that was like, you know what? We've submitted Lisa to a couple of different things with Source America. We've had her story published on our website, but we need to do more. She has such a beautiful story to tell, and you are the perfect person to be on here. So it is.
Thank you.
It's amazing to have you. I know you say it's an honor to be here, but it's an honor to have you. So thank you.
Thank you so very much. I would also, the lady that I met at the leadership.
Yes, Danae.
Yes. I would like to say thank you to her, because she's the one that listened to my story. She's the one that listened when we had that meet and greet. I didn't know who she was. She was the lady sitting behind me, and we started, when they had everyone meet and greet with each other. Mm-hmm. And she listened to me. And now look at what's become of it.
And
look at what's become of it.
It just goes to show what you've spoken about from the very beginning, is that everything happens for a reason, everything has a purpose. And yeah, you sitting right beside Danae, who has now retired from Didlake, but she was incredible and amazing while she was here. You were able to meet somebody so incredible at that time, and as you said, you've had these amazing opportunities. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful to see the way that your life is unfolded like this. And I'm excited for you and the grassroots advocacy.
Yes.
I'm excited for you to be able to be there and to just be around all these incredible people that advocate for people with disabilities, and these are amazing opportunities.
Thank you so very much.
Of course.
Thank you,
Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. To hear more stories like Lisa's, subscribe to the Didlake Difference wherever you get your podcasts. Visit didlake.org to learn more about the work Didlake does, and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Didlake Inc. and connect with us on LinkedIn at Didlake. Until next time. Thank you for listening. No. Thank you for listening. To hear more stories like Lisa's, visit didlake.org to learn more about the work Didlake does, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Didlake Inc. and connect with us on LinkedIn at Didlake. Connect with us. I'm going to try one more time.